What is the topic of this week's blog post? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Oh my god, he's so
my God.
sounds so American. I can't.
I realized that people don't really know a lot about me. So for those who are interested, this is gonna be this is gonna help you get to know me as a person and find out some things about me. And you know, I discovered my love for makeup when I was a child, and I was just playing with my mom's stuff, and I remember a lash curler just looked so intimidating, but I still, tried it. And I was just taking her stuff and I was just playing with it, and whatever girls do. And I had my Barbie dolls and it looked like a pen. Like a camisca.
Like a camisca.
I took a pen and then I was just doing their eyeshadows and this and that. I just always loved beauty, and with this social media and everything, growing, it made me not be ashamed of loving makeup, because before, when somebody says they love makeup, it's just like, oh, you don't really have any other aspirations in life. Like, why don't you just get a real job? But today, with everything, growing, and people are understanding that this is a real need and people should be talking about it, it kind of gave me a platform to express my love for makeup and everything, beauty and skincare. As growing up, I have
troublemaker.
I was a little bit of a troublemaker. I did think I was a pretty good child. I have amazing parents and I have a brother. So him and I were, when we were growing up, we were kind of like butting heads a little bit, but now we're like best friends. We talk every single day. And he's one of my biggest supporters. So hi, Ivane. I'm from Croatia. I'm not sure how many people know that about me. So that's not a small country, but it is a small country. It's like 4 million people. And I grew up in Zagreb, which is the capital. One thing about Croatian women is they're always well put together. It's like they're always looking their best. So I kind of feel like maybe that's where my love for makeup grew as well, because you always had to, look the part if you want to be a part of the Croatian scene. So I moved to New York 5 years ago, and when I was growing up, it was just like I was always obsessed with New York, and I'm super happy to be here. And I was watching Gossip Girl, like binge watching before binge watching was a thing. And honestly, some things in New York are pretty similar as they're described in the show, and Sex and the City too. So if I can pick one of the best moments,
personally, not professionally. We're going to talk about professionally.
Okay. So personally, one of my best moments in New York, it's a hard question because there's so many, when you move away from your parents and from your security, and when you just come to a place when there's, like, you don't know anything about the city, you don't know anybody. Yeah, I had, friends, acquaintances, but I was just like, I was 22 when I moved here, and now I'm like, wow, you have to have some, balls to do that. And I'm super happy I did, because I feel like I've grown so much here and I changed my mindset so much, and it just made me more understanding and more appreciative. And I don't know, I'm just happy that I made the decision I did. And one of my best personal moments in New York, well, I loved when my parents were here and I was able to show them around and show them, all the beautiful things that I had experienced here. Then another great moment is when I met my boyfriend. We met on a beach in the Hamptons, which was like a fairy tale story. Then, when you move to a new apartment the first time, when you just have these milestones as an adult and you know that you did it on your own, nobody, people help you, but this is like, you made this happen. So when I kind of fulfilled my personal milestones in New York, those are all of my greatest moments.
What was the hardest thing in New York for you?
The hardest thing in New York for me? So many of them. Every day you find something that's just extremely challenging, and it's when I moved here, I was very naive and I trusted a lot of people who I shouldn't have trusted. I feel like you should, when you're getting advice from someone, no matter what is it about, the restaurant you're going to go to, or the neighborhood you're going to live in, or anything in life, you should see who's the person who's telling you that. So if somebody who is, has no professional success in life, you should not listen to what they have to say about career. When I first moved here, I listened to everybody. Everybody's going to have something to say, and everybody's going to think they know best. And it's up to you to figure out who you should be listening to, because then you're just going to have a lot of different ideas coming to your head, and you're going to get lost, and you're going to make some bad decisions because of that. And here, I feel like in New York, everything is just so much more difficult. Like getting an apartment. It's the most difficult thing in New York City. Like if you want to get a lease, prepare to struggle. Oh, when it comes to dating in New York, that's like a topic for itself. I'm super happy that I have my boyfriend and we've been together for 3 years. But dating before that was a disaster. Everybody's super shady. They just look at you as another option. There's like this stat. There's one guy on 7 girls. So it's more women than men in New York City. And that gives men so many options. Yeah, it's like totally like like you see with Sex and the City. So there's people, not saying from personal experience, but there's people who are like, you schedule a brunch date, then you schedule a lunch date, then you schedule a dinner date, and then you schedule like a late night movie date. So you're just like one of the many. So get ready for that. I feel that it's easier to meet people here, but it's easier to lose them as well. It's a very, I'm not going to say superficial city, but it's just so many people, so many options. So you have to be really careful who you spend your time with, what you waste your energy on, and just like choose your time wisely.
Okay. Favorite movie?
I don't really have a favorite movie, but right now what first comes to my mind is A Star is Born, because I cried like 5 times when I was watching it.
Also, that shuts the the next question. What is the movie that you cried on last
I
time?
cry very easily. When something is very emotional, I actually am a very emotional person, even though I have this kind of wall, I have this facade, I'm a very emotional person, and I cry for good things, I cry for bad things. Oh, I can tell you one thing. I cry on Ellen DeGeneres all the time. Like, I'm obsessed with Ellen DeGeneres. If I could be on her show, I would be the happiest person alive. So, Ellen, please invite me. If you can, I would be very happy. What makes me disappointed is when I see people doing, this is just going to be like such a cliche, but injustice makes me very disappointed. When I'm going through life, I don't want to do things that other people would. I'm not going to do something to you what I would not want it to be done to me. I'm sure this is not grammatically correct, but I think you know what I was saying.
But it ties up with my next question. What is your motto in life? That you have one sentence that guides you through the life,
My
makes you
motto
grounded.
in life is to be real. I'm very real. I hope you do see that from my social media. And
Well, how real is that? How because we're doing this video just to set the things straight, obviously.
Yes.
But social media today, are we real? Is it real what we see every day? Is it real?
So I can talk about social media for days.
Well,
and fun fact, I was studying social media when I was in school, but that was before social media was social media. So I just learned these things before, but I didn't really take it seriously because nobody was doing it. But I feel with Instagram specifically, so everybody's trying to portray their best selves. You know, we're all living our best lives and we're all super rich and we're all vacationing all the time and nobody works and, you know, but obviously it's not true. I feel, you know, you're going to see pictures and videos that are super, you know, created, like they're made to look nice. But that's, you know, we want to show nice things to the world. There's nothing wrong with showing a good picture, but also you shouldn't only show that. You know, life has good sides and bad sides. So before I didn't really show that many bad things because I think I saw that as a sign of weakness, but I saw that it's actually not. So I started posting pictures without any makeup. That would never happen like 2 years ago. I'm posting pictures videos when I'm like in my bathrobe, you know, just working on my laptop, sending emails, and, you know, because it's real. And I feel like Instagram became such a artificial animal that we need to bring the real life back to Instagram. And okay, that doesn't mean that you need to post, you know, when you have a stomach pain, or you don't need
Cramps.
to post every single bad thing that's happening to you or every single good thing that's happening to you. So
is it Instagram becoming a reality show itself for us? Because you mentioned, you know, I'm real on Instagram and I post everything. We actually are allowing people to enter our homes.
Instagram, I wouldn't say it's becoming a reality show because half of the things are not real, what we see on Instagram. Like nobody's life is like so perfectly filtered. But it's on Instagram, you choose what you're going to show to the world. So I feel like you still need to curate those, you know, images that represents you and your style and your message. Yeah. So you don't, so for example, if I'm a person who's always wearing black and if I'm always in a certain way, you're gonna expect that same image when you see me. So you're gonna have a sense of my style, which, you know, it's not a bad thing. You're gonna know you're not gonna see me in like a neon bright pink dress for that evening. Not that it matters what dress you're wearing, but you just, you know what I'm talking about.
Style-wise, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah.